Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope everyone's having a really good day. Because it's Wednesday. It's like the middle of the week, so I think that we can still do it until Friday. But today we have like two different topics to talk about, and I mean, I don't know that much about these next two topics because I did an experiment about this, which is the we're gonna talk about the Emmys. That, to be honest, I didn't watch any of the films that is nominated, any of them. We're gonna talk about what happened to us after life, like when you die, because I think that we don't have like that much information about what happens because people can't tell us because you know what happens later. And yes, I mean, if anyone wants to talk to me and give me some information, advice, or just our opinion about this topics, you can you can send me a message by our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, in Twitch, and YouTube. And if you want to still continue to watch our different shows during the week and the weekend, you can download the app by iOS and Android. It's free, so why you don't have it? So I was looking to the Emmy nominations, and I realized that I didn't watch in any of the films, like any of them. But I know that most of them are really popular because I just looking like when you go to the bus to take the bus or the train, you just see some on the billboard, and I say, "Wow, I need to look that," but I don't have enough time to look up them. So for the next, I think that the nominations are the Outstanding Drama Series at The Boys. I don't know if someone watched The Boys. Um, Bright, Brighton, The Crown. Oh my God, I just watched one episode of them of this series because I think it's huge. It's really huge. Like I just watch people looking on that on Instagram. I just like it. I just look at one episode and do I need to say more? It's really good because if you look like at the technically stuff, you can see that it's really good. It has too much people working on them because recording a story about the queen and the loyalty family is not that easy. It doesn't look. It looks like so professional, but you don't know the work behind that. It's a lot, like the camera work, the it's a lot. It's a lot. The same nomination for the Outstanding Drama Series, the Mandalorian. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. I don't know anything about this. Sorry about this. Pose. No idea. I'm so sorry because I'm so bad. I didn't watch the films or series like that frequently. Like I didn't watch it one in almost a year. Um, the another nominations are the Handmaid's Tale. I'm so okay. This Is Us. If any of you watched any of these movies or films or series, you can send me a message and tell me what do you think about this. And give me a bit like mm, just a resume about this. I think that another of the nominations were Outstanding Lead Actresses in a Drama Series. And I think that we need to really appreciate more the work of actress people, like people that acting, because it's not that easy to like cry and put that effort to give people like that feeling that this is happening and want to feel like this is happening to you, like behind the scenes, because it's so much work. I think that the first one is Emma Corrin for The Crown. I think she deserves it. Olivia Colman, The Crown as well. Another one. Uzo Aduba in The Treatment. Elizabeth Moss in The Handmaid's Tale. And George Smollett on Lover Carve Country. Um, as I said, I didn't watch any of this. I'm sorry for that. I'm wondering, like, I realized that some of the nominations, like in this past few years, have been from Netflix. Netflix really, really increased a lot in this sector, which is like if you think about this, it's not like Disney, because Disney is like a really big industry, like it's really, really big, and then you pass to Netflix, which is started by an app, like by a website, and to see this, how this increases was really, really big and has a really huge part. Um, yeah. I think that we need to take a little break, unless we can still continue with this nomination. And remember, if you know any, if you want to tell me about this series, The Crown, I think that everyone, I mean, most of the people watching this, you can send me some messages via Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, WhatsApp though. Yeah, and don't forget to download the app.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. What am I saving or investing for? Why am I doing it? When will I need the money? And how much money do I need? Yeah. So that's quite important, because when you're looking at your net worth, you've got to start with saying, well, what do I want my net worth to be, so that there's a goal, and then work backwards. How do I get there? And if I can start with £50 or $50 a week, if I save that every week, and you can go online and use calculators online. I don't have to teach you the maths behind it, but you can say, okay, and if I get a 3% return and I put this away for how long will it take to reach my goal? And that's called just this basic cash flow projection calculations. And it's what we use in financial planning all the time. What we say to clients is we say, okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? Where do you want to go to? And we discuss that in a lot of detail and over most of the meeting. And then the rest of it is saying, okay, in your exact circumstances, with your risk profile, with how you feel about investments and pensions and taxes and where you are and who you work with, and your education level or your lack of education, or how involved you want to be. There's a lot of variables that we take into account. And then we say, okay, here's a plan. You start like this, that's great. And then we review it all the time. And we say, okay, we need to increase it, we're on track, we're not, this is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday, and what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million, and they're different. Right? They range differently from everyone, but and from country to country, to be fair. Different countries have different tax laws, so different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies, and then you step up into different things.
And it gives them something to look at, and it makes them laugh. It makes them laugh, so that's why I do it.
Oh, and it could be a really good pickup line as well. Ladies who ask, "Hey, excuse me, so why are you wearing something so colorful?" I mean, hey, you can always have something up on your sleeve. I mean, got me thinking. You want to stand out. Why do you want to stand out though so much, especially with these kind of shirts when you're writing? There must be a purpose behind it, right?
Well, when you say a purpose, Nick, what I do, I wear the shirts. Mainly one because they're nice and bright, so they make me visible, especially if I'm riding on the road.
Okay. That's very important, right? Because you want cars,
very important. And also, like, people see me in like calves and perhaps I shouldn't be saying this on air, I suppose, but in the bar afterwards.
All right.
And it gives them something to look at, and it makes them laugh. It makes them laugh. So that's why I do it.
Oh, and it could be a really good pickup line as well. Girls, ladies who ask, "Hey, excuse me, so why are you wearing something so colorful?" I mean, hey, you can always have something up on your sleeve. I mean, you look like a guy who would do.
You know me too well. You know me too well, Nick.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Chat Trap. Now we are doing a show with me, with Andrea. Sadly, Jamie is not here, but she's gonna come. She's gonna be with us tomorrow. So yeah, um, I hope everyone's having a really good day, because I think that for people that is in London right now, there is a problem with the tubes, with the tube and the DLR. Because when I was coming, my trains got cancelled, so I needed to change, like in Poplar or something like that, for bus. And the bus I need to work like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I know. It's not that I needed to work. It's because it was like like this, the way that I needed to work. But anyways, as I was talking before, about the nomination, I realized that The Crown has 24 nominations, which is huge. Like, this amount of nominations, I think that they really deserve that, because I think they did a really, really, really good work. Um, for the people that acted there, it was Olivia Colman, that she was the queen, and she took the first role and the most important role. The other one was George O'Connor, the Prince Charles, and Emma Corrin, the Princess Diana. And I really like it, the way that Netflix did this on their own version, because if you look at different documentaries, you can realize that it's really similar. Like, Netflix didn't want it to hide some specific topics or some problems that had into this life that happened to to the royal family. And yes, I think that um in I think that what was a bit of controversy with Michaela Coles, because she was critically acclaiming that It Might Destroy You is nominated in the competitive limited series category. Um, I think that most of the people watch it, the Crown, because when I asked it to my friends about this, like last week, and they told me that they really like it, and I think that that's why they had 24 nominations. I think if someone at the producer and the director that did this did a really, really good work, because the artwork that they did with the costume, the because if you look at the because as I told you, I just look at the first episode, and I look at, like, if you compare a picture with the first episode, it looks really, really, really similar. Like, the look, people look similar. Like, if you go out and you see this person, you're gonna say this is a queen, because it looks quite similar. I think that that's a really, really good point for them, because yes, The Crown and the Hellmans to rule the supporting actress in the drama nominations, with Gillian Anderson, which was Margaret Thatcher, Helena Bonham Carter, which was Princess Margaret, and Emerald Fennell, Camilla Parker Bowles, all recognizes for the Crown. And I think that the Crown really opened too much doors for these actresses and these actors, because the work that they did was really huge. And I think they're gonna watch it, The Crown, now, because looking at these analytics, I realized that why did I didn't watch it? Why I didn't do that? I think that people need to watch it. If someone watch it, please tell me, because I don't. I really would like to know your opinion, or tell me how was that for you? Like, it was a good or bad, or you didn't like it, the costume or the actors? Because I know that Some people like the drama but don't like the actors, how the way that they act, because some people think that's too dramatic or too much for them, or they didn't did anything for the film or the series. There's The Crown, and also I think I really like it. As I'm told you, I just watched one episode. But yeah, I think that another film that has really big nominations as well is the WandaVisions that has 23 nominations. The Handmaid's in Saturday Night Live has 21 nominations. Ted Lasso has 20 nominations. Lovecraft's Country and The Queen's Gambit 18. The Queen's Gambit, I also watched that because you know that these are the most popular films in Netflix that you can watch or series. And I really like that they highlighted that a woman can do this kind of game, play this game and win. Because I think that Netflix is trying to change a bit the taboo topics, so the more the people that don't like to talk about topics and try to put in the popular part to make it more viral. Another one that has really that has lots of nominations is Mayor of Easttown. I didn't hear about this one. Like the other ones I heard, but I didn't watch it. I didn't hear about this one. I'm so sorry again. I don't use Netflix that much. Like because I really like documentaries, and as I told you, I look at some documentaries about the Crown. Um, yeah, I think that Netflix did a really good work. Also, Anna Taylor, who plays the chess prodigy in in the Queen's Gambit, did a good work. I think that you can see on the film that the colors, the saturation, like the technical stuff is really good. I know that I'm saying that really good, all of them, but as a media student, I really take I am really interested on the little details, the technical details, and you can see that the parts that they try to highlight more is her hair. I think that her hair was really popular last year because for her, people really liked her role in this series, and they tried to copy that, and that was a really huge thing. You can watch that on Instagram because most of the people just dyed her hair color in that color. Also, the comedy turn, Blackish, Cobra Tay, Emily in Paris. Emily in Paris is another one that I really watched that, and I look at some people's opinion on YouTube. I think that people didn't like it. Didn't like it because they talk like a bad thing about France from the Americans and the style. I think people say that she didn't have that much style in the series because she just was using Chanel things like clothes, bags, and all that stuff. And I mean, I really like the styles. I think that they did a really good work in that because, as I said, Emily in Paris, people always have this idea that Paris and and France is a really big city for fashion. And to take care about the fashion part in Emily in Paris, I think that was a really good point for them. Yeah, I would like to know what people think about Emily in Paris. As I said, I like it. I like it most of them because of the fashion part. You can have more ideas and have some inspirations about this. And yeah, I mean, if you want to tell me your opinions, if you like it or not like it, or just like it some parts, or you didn't even like it, the actress, you can send me a message by our TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. And if you want to still watch the different shows that we have during the day, you can download the app, which is free by iOS and Android. I think that we need to take a little break and we are gonna go back.
the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. What am I saving or investing for? Why am I doing it? When will I need the money? And how much money do I need? Yeah. So that's quite important, because when you're looking at your net worth, you got to start with saying, well, what do I want my net worth to be, so that there's a goal, and then work backwards. How do I get there? And if I can start with £50 or $50 a week, if I save that every week, and you can go online and use calculators online. I don't have to teach you the maths behind it, but you can say, okay, and if I get a 3% return and I put this away for how long will it take to reach my goal? And that's called just this basic cash flow projection calculations. And it's what we use in financial planning all the time. What we say to clients is we say, okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? Where do you want to go to? And we discuss that in a lot of detail and over most of the meeting. And then the rest of it is saying, okay, in your exact circumstances, with your risk profile, with how you feel about investments and pensions and taxes and where you are and who you work with, and your education level or your lack of education or how involved you want to be. There's a lot of variables that we take into account, and then we say, okay, here's a plan. You start like this, that's great. And then we review it all the time. And we say, okay, we need to increase it, we're on track, we're not, this is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million, and they're different, right? They range differently from everyone, but and from country to country, to be fair. Different countries have different tax laws, so different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies, and then you step up into different things.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, how much has changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.
Not at all. Not now. The way things are nowadays, the younger generation, you seem that they can't accept the word no. If that makes sense. They can't
accept rejection, essentially, is all you're trying to say.
Yeah, they can't accept the word no. So if you, how did I do? Or you didn't do very well, and they get upset. And when I was a youngster, my father used to say to me, because I used to be sport mad when I was very young. Well, I still am sport mad, but like participating in different sports. And if I had a bad game, for example, I'd say to me, you had one to forget.
That's it. Your dad sounds like a smart guy. I mean, yeah, that's the real fact of the matter, yeah.
He'd say to me, you had one to forget. Get over it. And that was it. So I'd dust myself down and do it again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son. I've just, or daughter, I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well. In the UK, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What are you trying to? Yeah, what's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. When it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. How much a lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. For the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the chat trap. I am Andrea. We are having with me today a different show. Like, we don't have Jamie, but she's gonna come tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about different things that I think people will really like it to listen, because as much as us don't have an idea about the topics that we're gonna talk tomorrow, if you are curious, you can watch the show tomorrow. Um, I was always thinking about, like, always wanted to travel alone, like have a trip alone by myself, like paying that by myself and going to a different country. Either I don't know the language of that country, because I think that is a really big challenge for someone. And I really a person that really likes to take challenges. So I think that that will be something good and productive for me. So I know that take a trip for yourself is quite different, because normally when you take that with your family or with your friend, you know how to organize, and you know that you're gonna be with someone else. But if you take that for yourself, you are thinking, okay, I need to do this by myself. I need to know how to enjoy this by myself. And I was asking myself, what will be the positive? I know that it's a positive side about this, but what will be some of the points of the positive side to travel alone? And I was reading an article, and I realized that I think you have most of this big experience that you have if you travel alone. I think will be to gain confidence, because while you are doing these things by yourself, you are in some way you are teaching yourself how to do this. How do I need to solve this problem? How I'm gonna, I don't know, take a bus that I don't know the way it goes by myself. I think that you gain so much confidence, because you are making your own decisions, and if you fail, you know that it's your fault, but you did that by yourself and you try it. I think that gain confidence is a really, really good point in this. I think that also you learn problem solving skills, as I said before, because you don't know, maybe you, as here in London, I see people like when they take the bus, and I know they are tourists because they trying to pay the bus by cash or buy tickets. But the thing is that here in London, you have a card, you need to tap that. But I think that that's something that you can solve by yourself. You can learn by solving problem solving skills. Maybe next time that I'm gonna travel to this, I'm gonna take my car instead of just tapping with my phone, or I'm gonna take cash. Maybe in this country, the bus or the train doesn't need to pay by card, so I can pay by cash. Yeah, I think that some of these things happened to me when I came here to the UK, because in Spain you can pay by cash and by card, but here it's just by a card, the Oyster card, and also by your phone. So I think that things are really helpful when you travel alone, because in another way you are trying to find different solutions for your little problems, but you don't want them to make big. So yeah, I think that another thing will be to learn to take smart risk. Like as I said before, if you have a problem that you don't have cash with your bus or with your train, you can learn to take a small risk, which may be walking, and in a country that you don't know anything about to work. I think that that could really help you to know about more the people that live there, the culture, because when you go and have a little work, you see different people and you get a bit of understanding how people is there. I know that yeah, you are not stereotyping people, but you see a bit how this country works. Maybe because here in the UK, you can go. The first time that I came here, the the first part, I think that when you go, it's by the left side, and when you go back, like the train, although there's traffic, is from the right side. So when you go to another country, you feel like weird. You feel lost because this you feel this is not my house, this is not my country. So how I'm gonna to manage this? And when you have some risk in your part of this trip, I think that you learn about that. Definitely you learn at all because as I said before, that happens to me, and now I know how maybe when I go out to another country, when I want to go to another place that I don't know anything about, or either another city, I know that I need to take my keys, my phone, either with charger or with battery as well. um, Cash. Cash is really, really important. Cash because nowadays that we just can't tap everything with our phone or with our card, we don't realize that it's really important to have cash. Not that much, but something that can work for you. Your car is really important. Tissues. Oh my God, you don't know how much I suffer for tissues, because when you are not in your country, you just say, okay, I'm gonna go out something that is easy and cheap. So you maybe go for a sandwich or chicken and chips or the food that is there, and so sometimes you don't have tissues and you don't have enough money to buy that. So I think taking tissues is a really good idea. That helped me a lot. I think that another good thing that you learn when you trip by yourself is that you understand yourself better. Um, I know that I really experiment. I know that because I had an experience with that. And when you travel alone by yourself, you learn too much for yourself because you know the way that you work. When you go out with your friends, with family, you have these little trips with your family. You always wait them to do all the stuff, and when you do that by yourself, you know how to manage like the scary times when you don't know how to do and you just want to cry. You are just understanding yourself better. That happens to me because I'm a person that really likes to travel. I never, I think, no, I think that, yeah, I travel alone, but not to another country, to another city. And I have to deal with these things. And I learned a lot by myself. Like, if I don't want to, I don't know how, oh my God. Mm, yeah, definitely. I learned a lot by myself. Like, the way that I work with things, with different things, like it's gonna be different if you work different with people that you are around or just by yourself. And I think if some of you guys know how you have any experiment of this situation, how do you deal with this? How did you manage to have a good moment and don't get like scared about this? I really would like to know. I really, really would like to know. And if you want to tell me, you can send me a message by our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or you can just comment now. Right now you can comment and I'm gonna reply you as much as I can. Um wow. Today I think that was not a longer day, but I really enjoyed to do this show with you guys. Thank you so much for everyone that was here and listened to this. And remember that we have a different show next to me. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone. Bye.